25%. Get 25% discount at Kendra's now on our 100 series UPVC white colonial glider window, complete with insect screen, glazed with gray tempered impact double glass, perfect for securing your home, whether you're in or out. And get this, buy 20 windows or more and get free delivery up to Georgetown, Wynwood, and Barrowly, Leeward. Spend $15,000 or more and get a free kitchen sink or a toilet and free delivery. Spend $20,000 or more and get a free window of your choice and free delivery. It's a massive 25% off of 100 series UPVC white colonial glider windows at Kendra's. We got the widest variety and style of windows, doors, and more. For more information, visit our showroom at Caribbean Glass, Kingstown, or our factory at Camden Park. Our friendly staff will assist. Kendra's Aluminum Products Limited, a tradition of excellence.
WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The time is 9:21, and just like to remind everyone that the Searchlight Weekend Edition is available. Hands are from murder to manslaughter and back to murder. DPP deals with conundrum in Georgetown killing. Neglect tops the list of 241 reported cases of child abuse in SVG. Crop vandals wreak havoc on Lowman's farm. Psychiatrists being sought out for local health system. $200 million port scanners finally operational. Police net 8 firearms as gun amnesty continues. The man gets 15 years prison time for chopping his friend. Social worker advises athletes to leave out marijuana. Maloney scores double wins in 800 and 1500 meters at US meet. Finally, the Blue Marlins net 5 titles at St. Lucia Swim Meet. More opinions, sports, Renwick, Dr. Fraser, Bassi, and so much more. Searchlight, journalism you can trust, online and at newsstands everywhere. In case you're just joining us, our last segment we were discussing abuse, especially child abuse here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and there are some comments here that I would like to read before we get into our open forum, our Talk to Me for today.
All right, so one person commented, any form of abuse, well, on the previous live, any form of abuse on children is not okay, and we should not pick and choose what to report. All right, we have a call. Hi, caller, morning.
Yes, good morning, Ari and Rolo. How you all doing?
I'm good.
Good.
You?
Yes, I would like to discuss a different kind of abuse this morning. It's called psychological abuse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just an update. Two jets for Liat left Nigeria day before yesterday. They should land in Antigua today. We've been tracking them. They made a couple of stops. Anyway, did you see Canna Bliss? There is an ad by some Paul McLeish who does work for the tourism department of St. Vincent in New York. Have you seen it? Canna Bliss concert supposed to be held in November. Did you guys see it as yet?
I haven't come across it, no.
Okay, well, on that cannabis, remember we had our Cannabis Cup on the 10th of December, 2023, and we're having the second one in 2024. Now, here is this cannabis. If you look up, you'll find it. Some guy, McLeish, Paul McLeish or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're having a cannabis concert in November, 3 weeks before ours. That is the intention of railroading us. And to my shock and my surprise, St. Vincent Tourism Department is a sponsor. Medical Cannabis Authority is a sponsor. Now, that is unfair to us as a cooperative. This is why we as a cooperative and all of us, we're asking some of these people in the MC, it is time for y'all to leave your job and leave us alone and let somebody else take over. And that knows what is going on. Because why? You see that kind of thing that you're doing there? Well, it's not copying of ideas, guys, right? But it's coming to like, we bring this company in St. Vincent. We make sure, and the government make sure you get millions of dollars in taxes. And we went all to tourism last year asking for sponsorship. Not sponsorship, but if you want to put your logo on the thing, and they behave like they don't even want to go near cannabis.
Okay.
But here it is, you have somebody working in your department in New York, and then Medical Cannabis Authority could come and put on your sign on it and come and put on the St. Vincent and the Grenadines tourism sign on it.
Okay,
So what is that?
1 second. When you say we, who are you referring to?
Okay, our cooperative, we're the Alternative Holistic Organic Co-op SVG, established on March the 1st, 2019.
Okay.
We are the people who assisted the administration here in organizing the laws for the cannabis and the medical cannabis, etc., etc. But gone past that now. We're the ones that bring the successful company you see, you know, that's going around St. Vincent, which is Kana SVG. It's green in color. They have a cannabis lounge up at the cruise ship terminal. And we're going to have one in our area down here.
All right.
Very
We
soon.
are the 3-minute marker. That's updating you.
Right. Okay. So that is just basically what I really want to get across here this morning. It can be for some and for some of the others. And let me tell you, we're calling on Gerald Thompson to resign from the MCA this morning. And that is a call by 32 people. Resign and leave that thing alone. Thank you and have a good day.
Dr. Thompson would be in on Monday. So if you want to call in and have your grievances, he will be here on Monday from 8 to 10 on activated mornings. So Monday should be interesting.
Should we raise it? Should we raise it?
Well, this is the avid listener. This is the avid listener. So
all right. Okay. Right. So we're getting back to just finishing up that last segment. All right. So somebody also asked the question, where does a parent go to upgrade their parenting skills? Are parenting classes, training available? And I suppose, yes, I want to believe that these are available. I believe that VinSafe does it. If you go to the what is it again? The Child Development Division, I think that they should also be able to provide you with information in terms of parenting skills, right? But again, in terms of the conversation that Ari and I had earlier with us being happy to see that the multifunctional center being built in Diamond, this is one of the other points that I was making in terms of community centers being used for different activities. And one could be for parenting skills, for training skills to be taught at these centers, so that parents, especially young parents, especially those who may not have deliberately chosen to get pregnant, but to keep their child, they could be informed of different parenting techniques that can be used, right? So one person said that they were disappointed with Ari. This is a statement, when good men do nothing, bad things happen. And this was in relation to him saying that he would not, he doesn't want to necessarily get involved in having to report on situation affecting within a household in his community, right? There's another person who is in agreement with Ari. They're saying sometimes you get involved, you can live in constant harassment from your neighbor afterwards, right? So those are just some of the points or comments that came out from our last segment. And I think maybe on another occasion, we would take this up again. So moving right into our topic.
All right. So as you know, it is our Talk to Me segment. 4579997 is the number to call. 4579997 is also the number to WhatsApp, where you can also place your calls. Good morning, caller.
Hi, caller. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I grew up in a community where everyone look out for everyone. I'll give you an example, because one day I was going to Sunday school, and somehow my shirt wasn't fixed properly, and there was a guy who we consider homeless. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be touching me. And he called me over and he fixing my shirt, but I was pulled away. My mother was down the road watching up. And she tell me that man have a right to put my shirt right. But for me, he was homeless. I thought he was not supposed to touch me. back then, the community, the whole community, take care of everyone, every child, homeless or not. Today we can't talk to kids. You can't correct a child if they're going wrong. Because if you correct the child, the mother come out and cuss you out.
If the child ain't cuss you first.
Well, the child cussing you first too. Yeah, the child cuss you first. But then the mother come and cuss you too. So then you just put your hand up in the air and say, I ain't touching that anymore because I can't put up with it. We need to get back to the concept of the village raise a child. A village raise a child. You as a mother can't raise your child only. You as a father, if the child mother run away and gone someplace, and you the father, you can't do it by yourself. Because let me tell you something. Woman cannot raise a boy to be a man. And man cannot raise a woman to be a woman. What I'm trying to say to you is that when I grew up, my mom left before I get to the age for she to talk to me, probably, about sex and relationship. But I have heard it from other people. Women telling the son, "Oh, you got to take revenge from me. Oh, your father did this to me. You got to go." So when you're instilling in that,
just updating your caller. We're at the 3-minute mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget the 3-minute mark. Sorry. Anyhow, my point is that teach children the proper way to grow up and let the village help you. And that's my point. Okay. All right, I forget the 3 minutes mark because I don't call like that, like Dave and them, so. So.
Did you have to say that last part,
Listen,
caller?
what was it? This beef with the listeners
All right, thanks, caller.
Yeah, one listener asking, wait, what Dave, did you pack up your marbles and gone home now? Yeah, what's with the listeners and Dave? Morning, Dave. Good morning to Dave this morning. Hope you're having a good Friday.
All right.
It's interesting to see, to hear what persons consider a village raising a child. Now, I don't have a problem with persons from a village correcting a child, like verbally, telling you, hey, what you're doing is wrong, you should not be doing this, hey, you should not be saying this, whatever. Sometimes it could contradict what they're being taught at home, but it could be for the better. My problem is when it comes to putting your hands on other people's children, I don't believe nobody else should be putting their hands on anybody's children. And that story that the caller just gave there where a homeless guy, fixes clothing. I had a similar interaction when I was a child, and I felt like my mother handled it the correct way. I was at church. I forgot, I think it's a silk material shirt I had on. And sometimes those materials very easy for it to slip out the back. And I remember I was leaving, I was walking out the church. Okay, then. I have a call coming in.
Guess who's the caller?
Yeah, hear me name call, start to come in. I hear me name call, start to come in.
Oh, lad. Control for reach. Are there?
I don't back them. I'm a veteran in this.
Morning,
All of
Dave.
this you have to overcome. Yes, so, I hear you. Why am I getting that echo? It's distracting me, I'm getting an echo coming back at me. Anyhow, let me see if I can say what I want to say. I just came off a religious program. And I want to tell you guys, from inception of this station, WEFM, I was invited by the boss or the owner of this radio station to do a commentary. But things didn't work out. So, I guess the owner saw something in me that I was surprised when he invited me to do a commentary. Like they come on the park, the break and all these people do. So I just want to establish that. But when I hear, I didn't hear the beginning of your conversation. But things have changed so drastically in our society. Things that used to happen before in my growing-up days. Life was so different. Life was better for me, in spite of all the technology and whatever. There was more love. There was more morality that was respected. Christianity. That's what I found, I guess. The scriptures, the Bible. I was what they call an altar boy in the Anglican Church. So this ain't not just some talking here. So I can deal with anybody who wants to say negative things about me. But I just want to wish them well. All those who are my enemies, I am alive because of my positiveness in life. Really, I'm sorry, everything blocked out in me. I didn't get your answer to my question yesterday about children. So we have to talk about this all the time. Okay, have a good day. Thank you. Love you
All
guys.
right, thank you. Thank you for your contribution, Dave. What I was saying is when I was leaving church, this lady walked up behind me and pulled my pants and pushed the shirt down in the pants.
In essence, putting her hand down.
She took her hand and pushed it in my pants. I told her I hit away her hand. And she looked at my mother like, "Wow, you allowing him to do that?" My mother was like, "What your hand doing in my child pants?"
Yeah. How old were you start this?
I think I was maybe like 15, 16 around this time.
You're big.
But she could have tapped me on the shoulder, hey, your pants hanging out.
I legit thought you were like 5 or something.
No, and even if I was 5,
I get it. But you're big. You have
exactly,
been big, right?
exactly. Like some people don't know a limit when it comes to this village thing and this child thing. I could understand you talking to a child, but don't put it. And some people used to hit children, and I think that's a major problem people had.
Hi, Dave. Hello. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think there was a point that Kojo made. Kojo made something. It was something along the lines of, it takes a village to raise a child, but I can't remember exactly what it was he said. But in my mind, when he said it, I thought of we have to remember that people's parenting techniques are also different. In that what somebody thinks is correct, another person would not view it as being the right thing, right? And I think maybe this is what is happening here within society. And again, in a sense where persons will say, this is my child, I do with my child as I please, right? Whether or not you are trying to let them know that what they're doing is wrong. Some persons are not receptive to hearing that what they're doing is wrong. So even in a sense of saying that a parent can raise their child, it's really question is, how is this child being raised? And also it would go back to how was that parent raised? Because sometimes what we tend to find happening is that you pass on the wrongs through the generations, right? In terms of this was what it was, and we love to say this is what my parent did. Not because our parents and grandparents did it means that it was the right thing to do, So we also have to be mindful of those situations.
There's another thing he said about a woman not being able to raise a man and a man not being able to raise a woman. Then how do single parents do it? How do single women who raise both girls and boys, how are they able to raise their children? How is it that single males are able to raise their daughters and raise their daughters properly? How is that possible if that's the truth?
You see, the thing of it is that what it is I focus on more, it's not so much a matter of a mother not being able to raise a son, right? I think that there are things that she can be able to tell him, especially when it comes to how she would prefer to be treated. I'm sure a single parent mother would not want to have to be, let's say, would have preferred not to have been the one, let's say, to cook, wash, and clean every day, right? So in a sense that she's teaching her son, when she teaches him how to wash, cook, and clean for himself, that she's passing on the things that she would want for her son to do for his potential partner, right? So there are little things that can be passed on. What it is, I think there is a little bit of a challenge or a little bit of a disconnect that tends to happen is in the aspects of relationships, right? So I look at it in my case. I grew up in a single parent home with my mother being present. So that, and I think I mentioned it here before, it took me a while to understand, in a sense, what it is you should do to please a man, right? Because and please a man in the sense of providing for him or looking out for him, in relation to him. Because I've never seen, let's say, my mother prepare a meal for a partner, right? I've never seen my mother interact with a man in that context. So even that learning lesson in terms of what it is as a young woman I should probably expect from a man, I've not seen. And in terms of how it is that I relate to a man within a household context, I haven't seen that. I wasn't exposed to that. And I think sometimes when you have young ladies growing up in these single parent homes as well, it does cause a little bit of a problem if they're not emotionally grounded, in that they tend to not know what it is that they're supposed to accept as correct forms of love, because you're thinking that this is what it is that I am supposed to accept, when especially in the negative context, it's not what you're supposed to accept, because you've not seen it demonstrated within the home. So I could kind of see that little bit of a disconnect happening sometimes.
All right, so the time is 9:41. We're going to take a quick break to bring our community data, and I will be right back with the discussion.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Living Water Ministries International is cordially inviting the general public to 3 nights of Crusade Outdoor French's House on Monday to Wednesday, April 22nd to 24th, 2024, beginning from 6 p.m. each night. The speaker of the 3 nights is the Apostle Merv Massey, Senior Pastor of the New Living World Church, North Carolina, USA. Come and receive a great blessing from the Lord. Private candidates who will sit the May-June 2024 Caribbean Examination Council, CXC, CSEC, and CAPE examinations are asked to note the following. Timetables for the examination have arrived. Candidates are asked to collect their timetables from the Ministry of Education and National Reconciliation Lower Building from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Candidates will be expected to present a valid ID card, driver's license, or passport in order to receive their timetable. Thank you for your kind cooperation. And finally, applications are being invited for the postgraduate diploma in secondary education. This program is being offered by the University of the West Indies, Cave Hill campus, to the Division of Teacher Education. The Diploma of Secondary Education is an in-service program for secondary school teachers who hold a first degree but have not been exposed to formal teacher training. By providing exposure to diverse experiences and methodologies, the program aims to equip teachers with the necessary skills and knowledge to excel in the classroom amidst evolving global, regional, and school environments. The deadline for the submission of applications is June 30th, 2024. The program begins on July 15th, 2024. Interested persons should visit kfield.ue.edu for more information. That has been your community dateline for Friday, April 19th, 2024.
Boy, so where you getting crushed now? Your brakes real good, boy.
Now brakes alone good enough. My tires good too.
Tires? Where you get them tires, boy?
Out by Caribbean Tire Plus, man. They out in Addersville. Can't miss it. Look for the orange container on them. Plenty parking space and open 7 days a week, all thing, man. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And on Sundays, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them today. Caribbean Tire Plus, 784-432-4786 or email ctiresplus@gmail.com.
Ready, set, serve. Singer, your favorite family store is now online. Log on today at www.singersvg.com and enjoy our store and products right at your fingertips. Now online are your trusted brands that you have come to love. Refrigerators to chest freezers, gas cookers to toasters, air fryers, mattresses, living room sets, and so much more. Browse our products, check the specs, compare brands and prices, and request parts all online online. We have also made bill payments easier, more convenient, and simpler just for you. Log on to www.singersvg.com to learn more. Singer, your family company is keeping up with you and the times. Visit our website today and experience a whole new world of Singer, your trusted online family company.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's a whole new world out there. Reaching new customers and getting products faster. That's what it's all about. Ocean freight rates are skyrocketing, so don't pay more for slower service. It's time to switch to faster, more reliable air cargo service with SkyMax Cargo. Up to 3 flights weekly to and from the USA, Puerto Rico, and the Caribbean islands. Providing excellent import, export, and e-commerce solutions to put you ahead of the competition. For special low rates on small packages and air cargo, contact SkyMax today. 784-456-5400. Local agents SwiftPack, Interprime Cargo. Call 784-456-5400 to book your shipments today.
Have you ever heard about Logs Cash and Carry? Well, let me tell you, Logs Cash and Carry provides retail products at affordable prices, making them competitive with major supermarkets. Logs Cash and Carry also provide wholesale on some products, mainly from Log Enterprises. You can get toiletries, cleaning supplies, shortening, margarine, wholesale drinks, and canned goods at competitive prices. Logs Cash and Carry is located at the top of Fountain Stretch, VG Highway. Our opening hours are Mondays to Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Logs Cash and Carry. We look forward to serving you.
WEFM, the new fresh sound.
Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Welcome back, St. Vincent and the Grenadines to Activated Mornings. You're listening to Arian. With me is Roleza this morning. Just want to continue what I was going to say with one last point. That lady who had done that, to this day I still see her and I'm still mannerly. I still say good morning, good afternoon. I still greet her with respect when we interact. That does not mean that that I just said that to say that doesn't mean that because my mother didn't allow her to be that village in the sense that a lot of older persons are talking about me, that I then have lost respect for that person. And that was my mother raising a son. So goes against what Kojo was saying earlier. And then we need to remember that it's very important for fathers to raise daughters as well, so that they can be able to protect their daughters. They can guide their daughters when it comes to navigating through a male-dominated world, and obviously relationships as well. They can point out the green flags and the red flags for their daughters. And you see it in a lot of cases when women have a good relationship with their father, they tend to choose better partners. And I think it's the same thing for a mother and a son. A mother could then show a son how it is that they navigate through the same world that they're dominating as a male, about how to treat a female counterpart in terms of someone you interact every day. Maybe it's a coworker, maybe it is other persons that other women that you will come into contact with. And again, relationship-wise, as Roleza said, teach how to cook, clean, do different things so that you're not 100% dependent on a woman and then have some sense of entitlement.
You know, Ari, to further extend it. So yes, we have to recognize that's between you and Anna. I assure you have to. We also have to recognize as well that yes, single parent families will exist, right? And I often say I don't know how many women actually deliberately choose to become single parents. But be that as it may, it happens.
I don't know. I think outside of insemination, there is no woman that's getting pregnant with like, yes, I'm gonna raise this child
for myself. Right. Correct. That's right. Anyhow, so the point that I want to make here is that when you recognize that there are single parents, single mothers out there in particular, right? Yes, I know that there are single fathers who are out there, but we know that predominantly we see single mothers. What it is that I want to suggest as the village, right? You see your uncles. The uncles have a role to play, right? Because what it is that you find is that, yes, the father is lacking. The father is lacking from the relationship, but an uncle or a godfather can then take on that responsibility of being an extended parent in a sense, right? You recognize that a mother is raising, well, in my case, my mother was raising 2 girl children on her own, right? I have an uncle, my mother's brother, who, when it is that I needed to go to parties, he was always there. He was the one who we would call on, that sort of thing. So he was there in the context of being able to help my mother in that sense. In terms of discipline, well, he never had a reason to be involved in the discipline aspect. But I'm just looking at things by extension. In that, when you see a parent, especially a female, who might be struggling to raise the children, and not even just struggling in the sense of financially, but in terms of the absence of a male figure in these children's life, both boys and girls, you can step in to be that role. Because we're talking about in the context of the village. The village doesn't necessarily have to extend to just persons within your community, your family, your neighbors, but that village can extend to other family members who can step in and find a way to help to raise these children and to take them down the correct road.
I don't know. No villager is me.
Yeah. Well, so it goes sometimes. And, maybe I don't know about you personally, Ari, but I can see sometimes when the lack of the village did not happen, where it is that we see how some children have turned out, because, as I said, a single parent might be there. They're the one trying to do this, trying to do that. They're overwhelmed. They're frustrated. They take all their frustrations on this child. This child might grow up feeling unloved. They feel as if they've become a burden to their parents. They don't know if their parents are holding resentment towards them, especially if the child look like their father. Every time they look at the child's face, they're seeing a resemblance of the father who is not present. So when single parents take out their frustrations on children, we tend to see what the spill-off effects of that can be within our communities. So, we can make a start somewhere.
So the time is 9:51. Usually at 9:50, we wrap up Activated Mornings for the morning, and we're at that point. Just want to say, when I say village, I mean literal village. I mean Kittles. Kittles did not raise me. Well, a village could be your friend group, or a village could be your little family, a village group. Could be a church group. Right. Yes, I just wanted to say, when I said village, I meant Kittles.
No. Well, no. Yeah. No.
I meant the literal village. Right. Okay. Someone says, in many African cultures, uncles play a vital role.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
That's why Anne is my favorite.
I watched you like, why did that?
That is why Anne is my favorite. Thank you very much for that compliment, Anne. I wonder if Anne wants a child.
No, she doesn't. She already has a daughter, and she ain't adopting no big head Batman in this.
My back hard.
Your back hard.
Suppose I tell you Batman.
I mean, they call you Harry. Harry, I am telling you. Batman. From my interactions with you, you are a big hardback man.
Listen, this is super random, but it's Friday. Good morning, Ivan. I hope you're doing good this morning. I hope you're in better spirits. I heard you saying that you're heartbroken and you're still hurt and you're still going through it. Good morning to you, Ivan. I hope you're okay this morning. I will not call the other person's name who's involved in the story.
What it is I found so amusing.
Wickedness.
What it is I found so amusing is the employers, the company that the alleged person that
great marketing
has put out an ad yesterday, and I tell you, it was the funniest thing for me.
Great marketing.
It was, and I had to say, but it does be your own people.
What mean?
Your own people.
Great marketing. Great. If you're going to be in the store for that specific purpose, this is what we have to offer. Great marketing. Great with it up on top of the trend. Shout out to whoever is the marketing officer of that business.
They didn't even say, well, you know what, let's refrain from this one. No, they went full force into it. Early in the morning.
Listen,
that
great
too.
Marketing. Great marketing. I will pick up my cleaning supplies from there. Great marketing.
Vincent all the love nonsense.
They're right. You see about to see the post, the local drama turn up. Even the politicians locked in on this one. This one is an interesting case. It's an interesting case.
But the thing of it is that, I like to say sometimes we love foolishness, but sometimes we need the quote-unquote foolishness in the context of the situation being a bit amusing, right? We talked about the serious aspect of it yesterday. So I'm talking about the funny part of it. You know, sometimes we do need these comic reliefs in the country because, and this was a national thing, right? This wasn't even just something that certain persons to talk about. It's a national discussion that was had. You know, and sometimes we just need a little bit of the comic relief to easy tension, you know?
Let me just say, not because I laugh and I do realize that they are real players and knowing the actual story, I know that there are persons affected from this.
Yeah.
On all sides of it. So I do hope that you're able to recover, but for now, off air, I'll be laughing.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know. So yeah, so this is Roleza signing out for today. Again, I will be with Ari all of next week. I find the week kind of flew, Ari.
All right. Yeah, that's true.
It flew.
Just want to thank the listeners for participating this morning, for always keeping it locked to 99.9 and being a part of the Activated Mornings with us. I will be here tomorrow, 7 to 11, Big Flacco's playlist.
and then say, Ari and Roleza, have a great day and weekend. Oh, DJ Big Flacco, hear you tomorrow, and Roleza, see you on Monday.
Tomorrow, 7 to 11, be there. And at 10:30, we'll be on the Issue at Hand. Roleza and I will be special guests on the Issue at Hand program on Sunday. So tune in. I hear all week.
Ari is the VIP for WEFM right now because he's going to be here for 7 days for this week.
But the time is 9:55 and we have to make time for our news and brief this morning.